Alright, so episode 53, I think that's where we are, aye? Well now, things have definitely changed since the last episode, and before I get into what we're going to be doing in today's episode, I want to briefly go over a few changes since the last one, alright? So just bear with me a wee second, and also, there's a little bit of a bonus I'm going to put at the end of the video, so if you want to skip forward to that and see that now, go right ahead, I won't stop you. But yeah, so what happened? Well, those of you who might have seen the last episode and tuned in will have seen me try to make a loop here, right? And it was more like a teardrop, and at the far end over there it kinda was too close, the wheelbase didn't quite it didn't quite go over the track, and then bang, crash, disaster, horrible, lots of screaming, the usual, right? So I went ahead and fixed it and made it look like this, and it's much, much bigger than I was expecting, but at least on the plus side, it works. Or does it? Hence why I've said a little bit of a bonus later in the episode. But for today's episode, well, in the comments in the last video, I asked as well in the last video about making like a small yard area for storing old wagons, cars and trains and things, to just put them aside for later usage or just for storage, props, whatnot, all these things as well. So that's what I'm going to get a hold of today. So where this tank is, and slightly to the left of it, where I'm highlighting right now, I'm going to build a few yards as well there, but that's a little bit in the future. But right now, I'm going to realign this piece of track and pull it over to face that direction, and then I'm going to put a turntable quite similar to the turntable I've created here long ago, which is used to change the facing for each of the trains that are freshly built for coupling and whatnot. But this one, the second one that I'll be building, will be slightly different, as it will not need to lift itself up or anything like that. Like this one, in order to rotate, this one will be configured to point to each of the storehouses. Alright, so I'm going to get on with that and cue the music, and I'll catch you on the other side. Alright.
Yo.
Welcome back. So, here's the finished turntable. Now, what you're seeing here is the white blocks that are dotted around are the angles at which I'm going to have the wee store buildings. I've not built them yet, but I've got ideas. And they will run off, say, 10 blocks, then the actual main building itself where they'll be stored away. And yeah, this is it finished. I'll just be a wee quick view here because I also did the turn as well, made it come away from the main loop track and face kind of away down the way, and I think it actually looks quite good. I think I've done quite well here. For those of you who are interested in the angles of degrees for each of the hinges, the last one here is 3 degrees, the rest are all 6 degrees, 6 degrees being the sharpest possible turn for the wheel set I'm using. The 3 degrees here at the very end here, is to ensure that it reaches a maximum of 135 degrees all the way around from the initial track over here. So this creates 90 degrees to the right, then 45 to come back on itself just a little bit. And then, here we are. Now let's jump into my character and head along. And I've done something that I've not done for quite a while. Actually, it's one of the first times that I only basically did it a little bit the last time. So I've created a button panel. I don't normally create button panels, but I thought, yeah, this is going to need it because I'm thinking this is not going to be an automated one with signal blocks. I need to save them for a different project, and I think 100 frequencies, if I remember right, is how many you get in a signal block. It's just not enough. So I'm going to cut down the amount of signal blocks I'm using. So right now this will be manual. You literally just climb up the sides and you're good. And this small grid button panel allows me to select the angles. Now I think I've set it up properly, and the process is just a simple one. Press a button to trigger the corresponding timer block, which is set to make the thing move to the appropriate part. So I've got a helm here, and I'll just show you a quick example inside the timer block. So jump in here. So ATB 30, set up the actions. Let's take a look. So the first one is to set the upper limit to 30 degrees, the lower limit to 0, and set the speed at 4 revolutions per minute. So when I jump out and press the button, and if I've done this appropriately and done some testing, I'll go with 30, click, and off it goes. And if we look over there, there is a corresponding large grid blocks which will become the storehouse. And let's see, -60, the opposite direction to over here. And there we are. Ain't that wonderful? And I just press 0 to reset. Oh, yes. Yes. That's lovely. Oh, aye. That's a good one, that one. So, yeah. This is the design I've gone with. I like it. I quite like it. It's different from the other one. The other one's literally just back and forth and that was it. This one needed a bit more advancement. It needed specific angles of degrees, and I needed gaps as well, which I think I've managed to get to. Now, bonus time for those of you that might have skipped forward or hung around. I said there was a bonus in this video, and I am going to show you. Alright. Now, the bonus is something happens when I kept testing this train's ability to go around the track. So first I will save place, and while that's saving, something occurred multiple times, and I've noted it in white. Alright, so let's make a little trip with the train and I will show you what I mean. And I'll just a wee quick secondary save like that. And while that's doing that, we'll jump in. I'll quickly set up the speed. I think it was left this time, so cruise 20 caps. Oh, no. Cruise 20 left. Kick. I'll just put the 20 there. That'll do. Right. Now let's see. External cam and begin. Alright, bit more speed. And now up to the 20. No, wrong one. Right, so it was right actually. One of these days I'll get used to this. Cruise 20, right. Click. 20. There we go, that's more like it. So, train is on the way. Alright. And I'll quickly go to exterior cam, spectator cam, and I'm going to follow it just for now and show you what happens. Lots of noises. Oh, it's horrible sounding. Always makes me freak out that something's gone wrong, that it's going to fall apart. Right, so far so good, right? Now for the moment of truth. What is the mystery? What happens here when it gets to this white block? What happens? Here it comes. You ready? Bye! Right, so the mystery question is, what happened? Right? I think some of you guys might already know, and some of you might already suspect that I know. However, I want you to tell me, right? 10 points if you can guess what went wrong during the construction of this big loop, and why does it come off here? And a little extra detail, I've tested it multiple times using different wheel settings, and the same thing occurred at the exact same place every time. Oh, there goes the rest of it. Keep going. That's it. Oh. Right, so what is wrong? What happened here? Why did that happen? Right? And in a future video, might not be the next one, might be the one after or the one after, I will come back to this, so keep an eye out for that one and see who got the right answer, right? And I'll let you know. Anyway, that's it for today, and I'll catch up to you guys next time, alright? Slange.